The future of comic book movies. Are comic book movies dead, like Elvis? Or do they live on, like Elvis?
What the?
What the? What the?
What the fuck?
What the?
Hello and welcome to What the Film. I'm your host, Nathaniel. Let's get into it. Comic book movies. The internet has been abuzz with the possible end of the era of comic book films. This comes on the heels of Thor: Love and Thunder. People had a lot to say about that. I guess because it was fun and for children, and that people did not like that at all. There's the Marvels of it all, which internet incels will tell you it's because of women in film, but people who actually like movies will tell you that it was just a poorly told story with a lot of plot holes and structure issues and a forgettable villain, etc., etc., etc. There's also Madame Web, which at this point, I don't know how they're making all these bad movies and making money. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. You have to be Leopold Bloom to figure that one out. And yes, that was a producer's reference. I like musicals. I contain multitudes. Probably a couple of them. Also, Batgirl, I guess, is another example of comic book movies doing so poorly that they're not even getting released anymore. But that, again, doesn't make sense if you're going to release something like Madame Web or Black Adam or other movies that will remain unnamed. Did you put them up? Can you see them? I don't want to say them, but you can see them, right? This internet commentary of comic book movies are coming to an end has been met with mixed reactions. Some people are very excited about this concept and want to see what the next big trend will be. I don't know what it is. I'm guessing space. What with Dune and Dune 2 and Rebel Moon and Rebel Moon 2 and Rebel Moon 3 and Three Body Problem, which is a show, and this probably isn't enough to really make it a trend, but again, I don't know, I'm just guessing. Others were vehemently opposed to this concept and said, you just wait until James Gunn does what James Gunn does to the DC extended universe. Say that 3 times fast. I couldn't even say it 1 time normal. And look, I don't dislike James Gunn. He has made good movies. At the same time, though, every interview I see with him, he just seems so...
The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love.
The truth is, when it comes to comic book movies, there's more than just DC and Marvel. Look at The Crow. They just rebooted that. That's a comic book movie. They're going to reboot The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, that old Sean Connery movie. I say old like it came out in the 50s or something. But still, these are both comic book movies that aren't in these other universes we're familiar with, and I like that. That's what I kind of hope the future is. I like the idea of people not knowing the movie they're watching is a comic book film. It harkens back to the days of movies like Red. Remember Red? The Bruce Willis movie with Morgan Freeman. It was good. It was a fun action movie. I don't think many people knew that that was based on some sort of comic book. You could go as far back as Blade. Not everyone knew that that was a comic book movie, and they still love that one. Or even Spawn. Mixed reviews on that one, but still cool. I hope we revisit that. I hope we revisit pulp comics. Remember The Phantom with Billy Zane? That was a weird one. Redo it. I want to see a weird movie again. Do The Shadow. Get someone with a voice that's really recognizable, right? Get Jason Statham. I know what evil lurks in the hearts of men. That wasn't quite Statham, but you get the point. Or Darkman. That was a weird, gritty, coincidentally dark movie. Make that one. Bring back the era of weird comic book movies. But of course, DC and Marvel are the juggernauts when it comes to these movies. Hey, reference. If you didn't get that was a reference, good for you. You dated in high school. Things are looking bright for DC right now. I mean, especially since that one guy's kind of out of the picture. You know the guy I'm talking about. You know that guy. He has like the energy of someone who graduated high school, but still hangs around the high school because that's where like he was most successful. So yeah, things are looking up for DC. Especially with this Joker sequel coming out. People are really excited about it. I'm not, because I'm scared it's a musical. But I'm just one person. The numbers speak for themselves. A Marvel has that Wolverine movie coming out featuring Deadpool. That's exciting. People are starving for some on-screen X-Men. They've got, does Spider-Man still make movies? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You know, they have some issues to work through. There's a couple of things they gotta work out before things get back on track for Marvel. Like, there's probably too many Miss Marvels, and they need to figure that out. or Hulk's son exist. There's like a kid Hulk in the world, and we're not really talking about that. Or Spider-Man was completely forgotten about by everyone. We haven't really addressed that either. There's like a whole other vision out there now, just wandering out, just doing its own thing. Probably not good. We should do something about it, or talk about it at least. There's a new Captain America we haven't addressed, a new Black Panther, a new Hawkeye. Rhodey was a Skrull? We don't even know how long. There's a Skrull out there with the powers of everybody. What are we going to do about that? Jonathan Majors, Tainted Kang, so who's the big bad now? Echo and Daredevil deserve their own movie. Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Eternals. I know I'm just listing things at that point, but like, what the hell? The major takeaway here is that almost as long as comics have been around, people have been making movies about them. Original ideas are like really hard. So, comic book movies, good or bad, will endure, whether they're the dominating force in the box office or not.